In today's episode, we're going to discuss the second part of King David's story in the Bible. If you enjoy this video, give it a like and consider subscribing for more interesting stories. King David demonstrates exceptional skill in both peacemaking and warfare during his reign. He establishes and maintains diplomatic relations with various neighboring nations, including the Edomites, Amalekites, Ammonites, and Philistines. Simultaneously, David engages in strategic military endeavors, showcasing his prowess in conflict resolution and military leadership. As time passes, David skillfully brings these neighboring nations into the fold of the Kingdom of Israel. His wise leadership not only integrates these nations, but also plays a crucial role in expanding and strengthening the kingdom. David's reign includes the conquest of Jerusalem, where he intends to build a temple for the Ark of the Covenant. However, the prophet Nathan advises against this, revealing that a temple will be constructed by one of David's descendants. Instead, Nathan promises that God will establish a lasting kingdom from David's lineage. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verses 12 to 13, 16 IV. When your days are over and you rest with your ancestors, I will raise up your offspring to succeed you, your own flesh and blood, and I will establish his kingdom. He is the one who will build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever. This prophecy foretells the establishment of a lasting kingdom through David's descendants, culminating in the construction of the temple and an eternal throne. God assures David that when his days on earth come to an end, and he rests with his ancestors, meaning when he dies, God will raise up a descendant from David's own family lineage. The chosen successor, referred to as David's offspring, is the one who will build a house for God's name. This house is not a physical dwelling, but a reference to the temple that will be constructed in the future. This prophecy is often associated with Solomon, David's son, who indeed builds the temple in Jerusalem. God promises to establish the throne of this successor's kingdom forever. This emphasizes the eternal nature of the dynasty that will stem from David's line. Ultimately, it is believed to find fulfillment in the messianic promise of Jesus Christ, who is considered by Christians to be the eternal king from the lineage of David. However, during the springtime battle of Rabah, David stays in Jerusalem while the Israelites go to fight. In his leisure, he notices Bathsheba bathing on a rooftop and summons her to him. This encounter results in Bathsheba becoming pregnant. Rather than marrying her, David tries to cover up the situation. Fearing reproach, he sends Bathsheba's husband, Uriah the Hittite, to the front lines of the battle, hoping that he will be killed, similar to the way Saul once fell in battle at a young age. This episode introduces a darker and morally complex chapter in David's story. 2 Samuel chapter 11 verses 1 to 4. In the spring, at the time when kings go off to war, David sent Joab out with the king's men and the whole Israelite army. But David remained in Jerusalem. One evening, David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing. The woman was very beautiful, and David sent someone to find out about her. The man said, "She is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite." Then David sent messengers to get her. She came to him, and he slept with her. When Nathan the prophet addresses David about his wrongdoing with Bathsheba, he skillfully confronts the king about his guilt. Nathan prophesies that David's punishment will be severe, specifically affecting his son. The realization of this prophecy occurs later when David's eldest son, Absalom, seeks revenge and craves power. Absalom turns against his father, leading to his own demise. He runs away, but eventually he is killed in the forest of Ephraim by the commander of David's own army. This tragic series of events unfolds as a consequence of David's actions and the prophetic warning given by Nathan. Towards the end of his life, David, displaying a pattern consistent with his earlier experiences, acts out of fear and contrary to the guidelines for kings set out in Deuteronomy. He conducts a census, aiming to ensure he has a sufficiently large army to overcome all potential adversaries. This action goes against the prescribed rules for kings in the Bible. However, aligning with the overarching theme of his life and the narrative of Samuel, David eventually realizes his mistake and repents. His repentance helps divert the nation from impending disaster once again. This acknowledgement of wrongdoing and course correction serves as a fitting conclusion to the complex and multifaceted story of David's life, as portrayed in the biblical account. As David nears the end of his life, his eldest son, Adonijah, proclaims himself as king. However, Nathan the prophet and Bathsheba approach David, reminding him of his earlier promise to crown Solomon as king. In compliance with this agreement, David decides to appoint Solomon as the rightful king. During his final moments on his deathbed, David imparts wisdom and guidance to Solomon, emphasizing the importance of ruling justly and in the fear of God. David's last words paint a vivid image of a righteous ruler bringing light and prosperity to the people, akin to the morning sun and nourishing rain. His last words on his deathbed to Solomon are, "The Spirit of the Lord spoke through me. His word was on my tongue. The God of Israel spoke. The Rock of Israel said to me." When one rules over people in righteousness, when he rules in the fear of God, he is like the light of morning at sunrise on a cloudless morning, like the brightness after rain that brings grass from the earth. In the presence of these significant words, David passes away at the age of 70. Before his death, he fulfills his commitment by officially crowning Solomon as the king over all of Israel, ensuring the continuation of the dynasty and the leadership of the nation. Thus, in the Bible, David's story is like a thrilling adventure. From a shepherd boy to the king of Israel, his life teaches us about faith, courage, and staying close to God. Despite mistakes, David's heartfelt songs show his deep connection with the divine. His story inspires us to trust in God, no matter where life takes us. So, David's tale is not just an ancient story, but a timeless reminder that faith and humility can turn an ordinary life into something extraordinary. So, friends, that's all for today. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. Also, feel free to share your feedback or criticism in the comments below.